Góðan daginn, and welcome to the project pile. My name is Gunnhildur. I'm an Icelandic, live in Iceland. This is my little thing on YouTube. Sure it. Well, I talk mainly about yarn, about knitting, crocheting, anything fiber related, because I'm still thinking about that. I think it was a Scottish lady who needed a fence, so she took a wire and I think a pair of oars and knitted herself a fence. Still thinking about that. It's been years since I read about it and saw the picture. I'm like, legend. But yeah, this is my thing on YouTube. This is my vlog, podcast, chatty type of thing. Called the project pile because I have projects. They are in piles and I just keep adding them because why finish things? That's for the fins. Lame jokes aside, I also talk about the weather because when I always have something to talk about, and weather impacts everything that I do. I don't know, not my internet speed of my internet connection anymore. And because I am an Icelander and I am in love with my country, I do like talking about whenever Iceland is doing its geological activities. I did hear on news, I think on, yeah, so it's like about 2:15 in the afternoon on Sunday. I just had a shower. I'm literally just getting up for the day. I had a lazy morning. But I did hear on the news, I think around noon, that there was, they measured an earthquake around 3 something on the southern peninsula. I think that was because they were talking about crazy week. I should have looked that up before opening my mouth. I think it was on the southern peninsula because they were also talking about, the news anchor, she mentioned that they hadn't heard from anyone, or the like authorities and the meteorology office, manage that, hadn't heard from anyone who'd felt the quake in settlements. So, I mean, 3 on a Richter is pretty common. 1 and 2 very common. 3, I literally just saw a picture of, in a video. I was watching a video yesterday. Ooh, whose was it? I had to pause the video because on the screenshot it was really, really nice. And there's this very simple infographic about, I was talking about, what video was it? It's about earthquakes, and from 1 up to I think 9 and 10. Does it go up to 10? I think it does. And it did show the earthquake in Japan back in 2011, and there was one in LA, big quakes that had a lot of impact and loss of life. And how the infographic was placed, it really made it easy to understand how the Richter scale works and at what point things are getting serious. So when you hear about earthquakes in Iceland, most of the time they are 1, 2, 3, often maximum 3. Sometimes we do get a 5, up to 5, but that is usually preceding or during a volcanic activity. And in this case it was probably due to the plate tectonics, when they kind of catch, and basically you can imagine 2 pieces of wood. let's go with that. 2 pieces of wood, and sometimes they just catch on one another, and then that's an earthquake. That was layman's what's the word? It's a good day for speaking English. a layman's útskýring. For some reason the word comprehension is popping out. I'm like, that's not the word I'm looking for. Explanation. Comprehension, explanation. It's really fascinating how the brain works when looking for words, and the how this little mush of grey cells just like, yeah, let's. The weather is. We got fog right now. We are in this wonderful rainy season. I am loving it. I am in my element. I have my energy, which is. You can see, because I actually started on the second Cocoon Cardigan yesterday. Still haven't woven in the ends of this one, but like I said last time, at the end of last video, I think I'm onto something. Not only because then I'm using up my yarn, because I have such a yarn collection and I need to work on it. But like I'm also seeing the difference between like with this lovely cardigan, because I'm not putting the ribbing from the where did I put the book? Anyway, so in the original pattern there is ribbing both on the big opening and on the sleeves. I'm skipping it on this one, and I'm making another the same size, and I'll be doing the ribbing on this one, so I will see the difference. And I also have like 2 Cocoon Cardigans, excuse me, to see, just for different occasions. Like sometimes I will feel like this, and other times I'll feel like that, and I will be using up the yarn. Brilliant. Excuse me. And also it's pink, so it's gonna be fantastic, like especially for October. So the yarn I'm using, this is my second skein. Like, yeah, you can see it's a mess. This is the Mega Ball We Heart Yarn Mega Ball 100% acrylic. This is from Hobby. I think the lovely Danish store that I just love. And yes, someone very nice left a comment last time asking if I was gonna do the Hobby Advent calendar. Yes, this is my thing. Now I'm an adult. I have adult money. I have this thing now. I can buy my own Advent calendars, and the fact that it's like it's knitting and crochet, I've been waiting for this since last Christmas. Am I half as good at actually doing the projects and finishing them? No, I am not. I've done handful, if that much. I do need to work on those. Yeah, because in the past years there's been like the Christmas ornaments. I need to work on those, and like these neckerchiefs. I need to do that. Like I did the hat and the knitted hat one year. Oh, the first year, yeah. There was a knitted hat with like fake or false cables. Love it. Still use the hat. I need to do so many things, but yeah, I will definitely be getting the both the knitter and crochet Advent calendars, because I just love them. But yeah, so I need to see when they're up, because I'm getting them. But the one thing I was gonna mention actually with the with this, I don't think this is just because of this particular yarn. I feel like this is pretty common, especially with the jumbo balls. Because I like using the yarn from the mill. It feels, most often, it is way tidier. It's way neater. It's easier to work with the ball of yarn when you're working from the center out. However, getting the end of the yarn from the mill, torture. Like, I think I did the same thing with the first ball. I pretty much gutted the thing, and I had to do the same with this one. And That's one drawback I feel working with big skeins of yarn. Just how often the center is just difficult to get on. But I feel still that is quite the luxury problem. Like, there are two ways to get the yarn, and I choose the one in the middle, and that sometimes comes with the yarn just not wanting to come out. It's a little frustrating, but I mean, at the absolute worst, I will just cut the thing. Got it. See, this is such a nice project. Like, I love projects because this is basically just the most basic granny square pattern, and you just make it huge. And it is one of these basics that is so easy to memorize and just continue. And I can actually work on things. I can actually work on something. It just took me quite a while to get back into being able to work on things. So yeah. Actually working on things. So how to put this? My mother is one of those elderly ladies who is concerned about leaving too much junk behind when she passes. So this summer we actually went through our DVD collections, and we donated so much. Like, there were so many movies and series that we just haven't watched in decades. I mean, we still keep them. It's like, why? So a lot of, vast majority of our collection has actually gone to the what's a convenience store? I work at the convenience store. No, it's a donation store. It's a charity shop. So that was bags upon bags upon bags. She's also started working on her handicraft, her magazines mainly, and she'd actually put these in the trash, and I'm like, nope, those are mine. Like Hans Wedden from 1974. Like, it's literally falling apart. It's 10 years older than I am. But I remember these bedspread that a lot of people, well, women mostly of course, were making. And it's also got, like, I mean, you can crochet this, you can also cross stitch this, or paint it. And there was also masks that originally belonged to another lady. I think this is original Danish. I think Hans Wedden is... I want to say Danish, probably Danish, because there were a lot of magazines back in the day were for Denmark. There was also Germany, probably Norway as well. How old is this? Like, yeah, like the bedspreads, these things, cute little lads, these little doilies all over the place. So I have no idea when this came out. Trying to Kappa. Yeah, probably Danish because Kappe. Telefon København. It does not have the date on it. What? Well, it's March 76, so. And then this. Vi er glade. And if I remember, yeah. So this was literally taken. Yeah. Can you see it? I can see you. But yeah, so she fully intended to throw these away. I'm like, no. No. These are gonna be my mementos. Because those are the exact things that I think of when I think of, well, my mother. She did a lot of crocheting and knitting when I was a kid. Like, she made these, bedspreads, pillowcases, and like these really cool. She would crochet these like literal pictures to put in the glass doors. Like when you have a door and there's a window on it for some reason, and it's not the outside door, but it's like a middle door. Yeah, balcony doors. But yeah. So those are my my memento mori. Well, not memento mori, my mother memento. But yeah. So, this past week we had a lot of rain. Glorious rain. It's been wonderful. And we also got a new coworker. Spanish, young guy. He's also in the local volleyball. Yeah, the volleyball team. And it was so funny. His first day was on Friday. His first time working in store, so he didn't know anything. And thankfully, he's not shy about asking questions. And so yeah, he got the first introduction of like the things that we're doing. And he cannot be a bad person because the school kids, the teenagers, because it's a Friday, they were popping up in the store in like big groups. And then I was having a little chat with them, and then one of them turns to me and says, "Where is Spanish guy? Has he started working here today?" And I'm like, "Yeah." They got so excited, and they're like, "Can we go see him?" And I'm like, "I'm not gonna ban you." So the entire group of teenagers just trooped in to go say hello to the guy. I'm like, he cannot be a bad person if the kids like him that much. Like, and I have to say, every single Spanish person, mostly guys, think about it, who have been to my town and have been working, mostly like service jobs, but primarily they're here for the volleyball. They've all been so nice. They've all been absolute sweethearts. So I'm really looking forward to working with a new guy. I'm looking forward to teaching him a little Icelandic. I kind of trust the kids. Well, they're probably gonna be speaking more English, but hopefully they're also gonna teach him some Icelandic. Hopefully some good Icelandic. Otherwise, that's just gonna be our job. So yeah, helping with learning some Icelandic. His languages are Spanish and English, but he can say Góðan daginn in Icelandic. So that's a start. And yeah, teach him about the job. But what I'm really kind of looking forward to is tomorrow, because I mean, it's a Monday. We are getting 2 people back from their holidays. And one of those... See, if you've ever worked with like older middle-aged Polish ladies, so one of them is returning from summer break, and she only speaks Polish. She has been very reluctant at learning any Icelandic. She can, but she's very reluctant. So we're gonna have an older middle-aged Polish lady who only speaks Polish and a young Spanish guy who speaks Spanish and English. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. And I can't wait to see her face when she realizes we have a new person. And it's not yet another woman. Like, I don't know what it is exactly about this job, but for the most part, it's women. It's predominantly women. So it's really nice to get someone a little bit different. But yeah, it's also going to be a lot of fun because we're going to be teaching him how to do the job and teaching him hopefully some Icelandic. And yeah, hopefully it's just going to be a fun winter. Was there anything else? Yeah. No, I think one thing I forgot to tell you last time, the week before this one. I definitely forgot to tell you all about whales. And I apologize. I absolutely apologize. How I managed to forget something that absolutely made that week for me, I have no idea. Probably because I was too excited about talking. But yeah, we had like the entire fjord and the bay outside. There was just huge schools of herring, and I've seen nature documentaries. I live and breathe nature documentaries, especially when it has to do with the ocean. But seeing it on TV and then witnessing it yourself, experiencing it yourself, how the surface of the ocean basically bubbles like a boiling pot when the herring are just that close to the surface, not breaking it, but so very, very close to the surface, and just hearing that almost boiling sound. It's so cool. Of course, it's cool from my perspective because I was not being hunted by minke whales. There were so many minke whales. But someone also mentioned that they had seen the back fin of an orca, at least one orca, if not two or more. And I'm really sad having missed the orcas because they are really cool. And also, I should have expected it because minkies and orcas so often like cooperate in hunting. And I missed it. But then I heard from people that in July, while I was not at work, so I didn't witness it, there was apparently a humpback whale that got very close to shore because he was hunting and having a blast eating. And I'm like, I missed a humpback. So yeah, the ocean in my fjord has been very active, which is such good news. It literally just makes life better to have wildlife living on the planet with us. Like, we do not live here alone. We should not live here alone. We would go insane. And getting to see the whales from time to time is just so refreshing, and it's so good for the spirit. Just thinking about it just makes me so happy. But yeah, I think that's it. I still haven't heard anything about knit nights. I'm really hopeful for good news about the hotel letting us meet there. I really hope so. Otherwise it's gonna be so weird. Very weird. But yeah, I'm gonna call it quits here. And probably go to my bookshelf to unhaul 2 books, because I was, while getting dressed and doing my skincare and all that, and waking up a little bit more, I was actually watching back on the books, I was watching her. It was actually like second episode. Lovely person. I was watching her first episode of her Shelve It or Scrap It. So she is a booktuber in Britain, and she reads books. And this series of hers is all about her stacks of books that she really, really tired of because, yeah. And in her first episode, she read a book that I actually have on my shelves, and I haven't read it because I had the same thing. It's rather chunky and it's intimidating. I actually have books 1 and 2. And she DNF'd it at about 100 pages. And when she gave the reasons, I'm like, oh. Because it's a fantasy series. I think it's supposed to be a trilogy. The third book hasn't been out yet and hasn't really been announced. Probably, I'm definitely not going to get it because I'm unholding both books. But yeah, the impression I got was that it was fantasy based on mythology. And I think it was African mythology. I'm like, great, give me that. So it's a grimdark, which means like the a very, very realistic type of writing. I mean, realistic for people who think the world is nothing but violence and bloodshed, which the world is predominantly not. So yeah, it's a grimdark, which means a lot of violence, a lot of bloodshed, which I might be able to handle. It's not my favorite type of fantasy, mainly because I read it before and I just don't find it compelling, not interesting. Not just for the violence and bloodshed, because of the assault on female characters that is very, very common in grimdark stories, which would be bad enough, but apparently this story is even worse because those assaults are directed towards children. I am not reading that. So yeah, I think when I'm gonna be unhauling those two. I am obviously not gonna buy the third book whenever or if ever it comes out, and I'm just gonna So I'm very thankful that I actually watched that episode, the first episode of her series, because I'm like, goodness gracious, I'm not reading that. I am not. Life is too short to read books that are no. But yeah, so that's what I've been up to pretty much this past week, and what I will be up to when I finish this one. I'm going to be continuing with this one, obviously. Now I got a simple little side project to be working on while doing other things. And yeah, we will see where we're at next weekend. If I get started on something else, if I get any more news about knit nights or how that's gonna go. And yeah. So, and also this is the last day of August, so literally September is upon us, which means autumn. I'm so prepared for autumn. Like literally me and my mother were talking, was it today or yesterday? But basically we are both so prepared to get started on Halloween. My mother's a Christmas baby. She's absolutely for Christmas. And then we started celebrating Halloween, and she's absolutely for Halloween as well. I'm like, so I'm prepared for that. Like a little, I'm also wearing this lovely shirt that has goals in it. I love it. And yeah, I am very, very excited about autumn. I love autumn. Autumn is fun. So yeah, we'll see where we are next weekend. And until then, take care. I hope life is as good to you as it possibly can be, and hopefully better. I hope you're not reading bad books. Or like me, you're gonna get rid of books that would otherwise just be taking up space and absolutely not be for you because a certain subject matters. And yeah. And yeah, we'll see where we are next weekend. Okay? Until then, take care. Bless, bless.